Good afternoon, boys and girls. You're welcome to class. How are you all doing? I'm sure you're doing great. Awesome. Today is Wednesday, 12th of August 2020, and it's time for UW. And guess what? We'll be exploring our solar system. Beautiful topic, interesting topic. Although it's quite broad, but we'll just take it briefly, all right? So let's go. What is our solar system? Our solar system basically consists of the stars, the sun, the planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And of course, our dwarf planets. Yes, such as the Ceres, Pluto, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, and of course, we have so many moons and loads of asteroids and comets and meteoroids. All right. Yes, you can see the sun. Can you see the comets shooting down? Yeah, sometimes we see them as shooting stars in the sky. But let's go on. You learn a lot more about the planets and how the solar system works. All right. Okay. For the purpose of this lesson, we'll focus on the eight planets, all right? We'll focus on the eight planets that we have, that we know. Focus on the eight planets, actually, so far that has been discovered. Maybe some more planets will be discovered later, we don't know. But the scientists are still working, the astronauts are still working. All right, so let's find out our focus for today the eight planets. We have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Earth, we have Mars, we have Jupiter, can you see Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. There are eight in all, and all of them, circle around the sun. Yes. Remember, we said the sun is a star. Remember that? Very good. So, can you see the sun in the middle? And all the planets, hanging around the sun. All the other planets, move round the sun. All the other planets that we mentioned, they move around the sun. And the sun, the planets, the stars, the asteroids, and the comets, all of them make up the world at large. It make up the world at large. It's like a big family, and we call that big family the solar system. Okay, we call that big family the solar system. Like I said, we're going to focus on our eight planets. So let's go. Mercury. Mercury. Mercury is the smallest of the eight planets. It's very small, and it's the closest to the sun. Yes, Mercury is the closest to the sun. If you can see from this slide here, you can see Mercury right, just on top of the sun. It's very close to the sun, and it is the smallest of all the planets. Take note of that. Mercury, number one, closest to the sun, smallest of all planets. The next one is Venus. Venus is the second planet from the sun. It's the second planet, after the sun, we have Mercury, and then the next one is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. It is very, very hot. Of course, it's not as hot as the sun, but it is also not habitable, all right? And it is covered by poisonous clouds. It's covered by poisonous clouds, so we cannot live in Venus or on Venus, all right? Earth, yes, our home, sweet home. That is the planet where we are on right now. Yes, we are all on Earth. We live on Earth, all right? And Earth is the third planet from the sun. Remember, what's the first one? Mercury, Venus, and Earth. Very good. And of course, like we said, it's the most habitable planet. It's a planet where it's the only planet where you have people living in it, because it is very habitable for us. It's comfortable. It has water. It has land. It has, the air that we're breathing. Yes, it has oxygen. You know, and it is very, very habitable for us. Okay, And of course, like we said earlier when we were talking about our continents, that Earth is covered by 70% of water. So we have more water on Earth than we have land mass. You can see the blue area shows the water and the green area shows the land. All right? So let's go. Remember we have Mercury, Venus, and Earth. And then the next one is Mars. Mars is also sometimes referred to as the red planet. It's sometimes referred to as the red planet. Mars has two moons and it is the seventh largest planet. So that means is the second to the smallest. It's the smallest after Mercury. All right, it's the smallest after Mercury, and Mars has, it has mountains in it rather. It has mountains, and it has um in the solar system, it has the largest mountain in all of the solar system. That means in all of the other planets, it has the largest mountain, and it is called the Olympus Mons. The Olympus Mons. All right. Oh, Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet. It is so big. Yes, Jupiter is the largest of all the planets. It is the fifth planet from the sun, and it is the fastest spinning planet. Yes, I must mention that all of the planets spin around the sun. Yes, all of the planets spin around the sun. Remember, I said that the earth moves, it rotates, it spins around the sun. So Jupiter is the fastest spinning planet of all the planets, all right? And it has three very faint rings around it. Can you see the tiny ring around it? Yes, it has three very faint rings around it. Okay, very quickly, let's move on to Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet. So after Jupiter, we have Saturn. That's the second largest planet. It is filled with gas. I mean, filled with loads of gas. I won't bother you with the names of the gas. All right, and it has a ring around it. Can you see the ring around Saturn? Very good. And this is Uranus. Uranus, also known as the ice giant. It's also known as the ice giant. Yes, it has some water. Yes, it has some water in it, but it's very cold. It has a ring around it as well, and it has 27 moons. Can you believe that one planet has 27 moons? And the very last planet is called Neptune. It's called Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet away from the sun. That's the one that is, it's the eighth planet, of course, right from the beginning to the eighth. So it's the farthest away from the sun, and it's also known as the ice giant. It's also known as the ice giant, just like the Uranus. The Neptune and the Uranus, sometimes they call them twins, generally, because they are very much alike. They are very much alike. Okay, I want to show you something. I'm sure you can see that already. The small, globe you see there. Okay, not globe. The small planet you see there is Earth. Yes, that is the size of Earth compared to Jupiter. Remember, I said Jupiter is very big. So imagine how big Jupiter is, and look at how small Earth is beside Jupiter. We are on Earth, and we're actually just here in Nigeria, somewhere very small on Earth, and it looks like it's so big. So imagine what Jupiter will be like. Oh my God, very big. Yes. And guess what? Imagine what the Earth will look like. Can you see this picture? If Jupiter was our moon, This is what you will see in the night, in the night sky. You know, you see the moon up there in the sky, yes, at night. But imagine if Jupiter was our moon. Just take a good look at this. This is exactly what we'll see. A very, very big, massive Jupiter. Interesting, right? All right. Wrapping up very quickly. I want you to think about these questions. What will happen if we all travel out to outer space? What will happen? I mean, if we all decide, okay, we don't want to live on Earth anymore, we want to move, we want to go and live maybe on Mars or in Jupiter, what will happen? Or we want to go and live on the moon, what will happen? Imagine, think wide, far. What do you think we will see? Do you think we'll see aliens? Do you think we'll see animals? Do you think we'll even find people there? I don't know. I just want you to imagine. Would you like to go on an adventure to space? I would definitely love to. I'm sure you would love to do that as well. Yes. And what do you think it's like on the moon? Look at that astronaut. Can you see? Yes, that's an astronaut. Is in space. Wow. I'm sure you'd love to experience this as well. You fly in the jets. Yes, can you see the space jets? It's different from an airplane. It travels very, very fast and especially designed, to move into space and stay in space. Interesting, right? Very fast but interesting, yes. I'll share a video with you to help enhance this lesson, and then I'll share a song with you as well. All right? I hope you've had a nice time. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.